They say scammers are now drilling a hole in the sensor where you then tap your card to pay. So that forces you to swipe your card, then putting you at risk for getting ripped off.
If you use your debit or credit card at the gas station, you need to watch this. What looks like a normal tap-to-pay panel at the pump could actually be a fake device set up by scammers to steal your money. In this video, I'll explain exactly how these devices work, why thieves use them, and most importantly, how you can avoid falling into the trap and keep your money safe. Think this tap-to-pay sticker trick is just an internet rumor? Victims are already speaking out on social media, and law enforcement is warning about it. A content creator, known online as Love Martis, posted a video from a Quick Trip gas station in St. Louis and warned, "We gotta stop doing tap-to-pay at gas stations." In the video, she showed what appears to be a fake QR code sticker placed near the genuine tap-to-pay terminal, and claims the sticker is linked to payment apps like Venmo or Cash App that could redirect payments to scammers. According to her, when she almost tapped what she believed was the legitimate terminal but turned out to be a sticker, the pump didn't activate, even though payment went through. She advised paying inside or using station apps instead of tapping. Another content creator, in a trending video, shared how he almost got scammed at Quick Trip. "I knew it! They trying to scam people out here at the Quick Trip. Y'all please be safe out here." In Metro Atlanta, videos surfaced of similarly suspicious stickers covering tap-to-pay areas at gas stations. Drivers expressed concern. Instagram, "A guy said he got scammed off those before," said one. Michael Phillips reported removing one sticker after seeing warnings, saying, "I just seen one the other day and I took it off. I don't know, it looked fake. I thought it was going to take my credit card information and all that." The police department in Aurora, Colorado, recently issued an alert to the public about the scam involving the contactless payment system at gas stations. According to the authorities, the scammers are drilling holes into the sensor that reads the card information. This forces you to swipe your cards to pay, at which point they take your information using skimming devices. Authorities from the Texas Financial Crimes Intelligence Center also warned people to stay vigilant as criminals are becoming more savvy. The chilling part? These stickers look just like the real thing, nearly invisible traps waiting for the next driver who taps without thinking. So the next big question is, how are these criminals actually pulling off this scam without anyone noticing until it's too late? Picture this. You pull up to a gas station, click off the engine, and for a second you realize how late you are. There are the kids to be dropped off, you have an important meeting to get to, whatever. You hop out, jab the pump screen, and see a familiar contactless symbol with a tiny sticker next to it that says, "Tap here, Venmo." It looks factory-made, clean, and exactly where your thumb lands. You tap. The screen blinks, but the pump doesn't unlock. A few minutes later, you check your banking app, a $40 charge you didn't authorize is already gone. Just like that, your money's gone and the scammers have your details. Scammers start like shoplifters do, watching. They monitor busy stations at rush hour and learn which pumps rarely get staff checks. Then they print fake overlays or QR stickers that look like the real thing. Same size, same icon, even the same glue pattern. Sometimes the sticker is placed directly over the contactless pad. Other times it's stuck just beside it, so if you're in a rush, you won't notice the difference. The overlay often includes a QR code or a clearly labeled pay prompt that actually links to the thief's personal Venmo/Cash App/PayPal account. Security researchers and news explain that the decals are low-tech but visually convincing. Next, they set the bait. The sticker isn't fancy tech, it's a plain QR code or a printed prompt that, as was said earlier, points to a Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal link controlled by the thief. When you tap or scan, your phone or card may open a payment screen or send money to that account. The pump never gets the authorization it needs from the station, so it stays locked. You think you did everything right, but your money is already gone. Of course, when this happens, your first thought would be one of disbelief. You tapped exactly where it said, so why isn't it working? Maybe your bank is glitching, or it's the pump. Victims report the same short sequence, the polite little payment screen, then the pump stays off, then the bank alert. The sticker itself is often smooth and glossy, cut to the terminal's curve, so even a close look can fool you, especially when you're in a hurry. So you leave thinking your bank would rectify the payment by the next day, but sadly, there'll be no money to retrace by the next day. After payments arrive in their app accounts, the scammers move the money fast. They shift funds through other accounts, pull cash with prepaid cards, buy gift cards, or convert to crypto. Sometimes they use people called mules to withdraw or transfer money so the trail goes cold. Because the money goes into person-to-person payment services, it's much harder for you or the bank to get it back quickly or even successfully trace it. To simply put it, these criminals count on one thing, and that is you being in a hurry. They also count on social habits, people trusting the contactless symbol and not reading tiny print. Finally, they depend on the delay between a charge appearing and a victim noticing it on their bank app. That's how the trick works so fast, and they get away with it. You only notice after the deed's been done. By then, the scammer has already moved your hard-earned money and is probably doing so to hundreds of others. So what makes people tap without catching on that it's a fake? Let's put you in the scenario again. You're at the pump, in a hurry, and the screen looks normal, only there's a fresh little sticker that says tap here. You see the scam relies mainly on deception and not even the fancy tech. You tap, the screen flashes, the pump stays locked, and you assume it's a tech glitch. So you walk away, maybe grumble, maybe go inside to pay. That's exactly the play the scammers want. Make you treat it like a broken machine so the charge goes unnoticed or unreported at first. Here's why it works on people. First, the sticker/QR overlay looks legit. It copies icons and placement you already trust. When you're rushed or distracted, your brain takes a shortcut. Tap equals pay. You don't pause to check the tiny print or peel the sticker. Reporters and guides call this overlay fraud or QR-based quishing. The visual match and your habit of tapping kill suspicion. The gear and setup are embarrassingly simple. These aren't complex chips glued into terminals. They're cheap printed decals and QR codes that point to the scammer's Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal. That makes them fast to make and fast to stick on multiple pumps during a single outing. Research into pump skimmer detectability shows scammers keep evolving low-tech but convincing tools because they're easy to hide and hard for people to spot. Why banks and apps don't always fix it right away is because person-to-person apps weren't built for merchant disputes. When money moves into a Cash App or Venmo account, reversing it is slower and messier than reversing a card charge, and past enforcement actions show these platforms can struggle with fixing up fraudulent transactions on time. That delay gives scammers time to move or launder funds through gift cards, crypto, or transfers. The criminal's cash-out playbook makes recovery hard. By the time you notice and report, the trail is cold. So it's not just the sticker, it's how your routine, their cheap tools, weak app protections, and fast cash-out moves all line up. And that's why it's spreading faster than you think. But what happens when you figure it all out? The good thing is you don't have to stop using tap to pay forever. You just need to outsmart the trap. And here's how to do it. Firstly, you need to learn how to spot it. When you pull up to the pump, take a second to look. Real contactless readers are usually built into the machine. They have depth, a light ring, or a visible sensor pad. Fake stickers sit flat, glossy, and often peel at the corners. Many victims notice the edges looked too fresh, like someone slapped it on last night. Some scammers use QR codes that don't quite match the design of the pump's normal decals. If you see a sticker that looks new, off-center, or covering the original symbol, don't tap. If you catch a suspicious sticker, don't use that pump. Move to another or simply go inside to pay. Take a photo and get proof of what you saw. Alert the station staff immediately. Even if they didn't put it there, they need to remove it so others won't fall victim. Furthermore, if you already tapped and lost money, contact your bank or payment app support the same day. With Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal, you can file a fraud report through the app. If you used a card in your mobile wallet, call your bank and request a chargeback. The faster you act, the higher the chances of recovering your money. Don't just assume it's a bank or app glitch. To avoid issues entirely, use the station's official app when you can. It talks directly to the pump so scammers can't hijack the contactless pad. Then, make sure you turn on instant transaction alerts on your bank and payment apps so you see charges the moment they happen. If $40 leaves your account while you're still standing at the pump, you'll know right away. If you can, stick to trusted wallets. Apple Pay and Google Pay use tokenized numbers, not your real card. Even if a scammer tries to reroute, your bank can block a fake token faster than a debit drain. Always glance at the reader before you tap. Look for fresh stickers, lifted edges, or anything that looks out of place. And if you're even a little unsure, just go inside and pay at the counter. These small habits may extend the time you spend at the gas station, but they make it far harder for scammers to get away with a quick grab. Why? These steps break the scammer's cycle. They rely on speed and deception. You rushing, you trusting the sticker, you noticing too late. When you pause for even 5 seconds to look, take a photo, or demand staff check it, the scam falls apart. Reporting also makes it harder for thieves to reuse the same station. This trick feels new, but the defenses are old and reliable. Yes, the stickers are sneaky, but with a little awareness, the scam stays powerless and you'll never be an easy target. Scammers are betting you'll stay rushed and distracted. That's how they slip money out of your account before you even realize what happened. But now you know the signs, the fixes, and the hacks that keep you one step ahead. With a little awareness, the gas station tap trick loses its power. And here's the thing. This isn't the only payment scam moving fast. A new wave of ATM cons is already catching people off guard. So hit subscribe, stay alert, and watch the next video to make sure you're not their next target.